Good Saturday evening, everybody. Welcome back to another video. And apparently I'm still breathing. Been a while since I uploaded anything, but I'm going to take this time to give you my thoughts on next goal wins and the holdovers. So, I saw both of these movies last Sunday, and I've been literally slacking. I guess it took me nearly a week to give you my thoughts on both of them. So let's talk about them. Let's start off with next goal wins. And this is the new sports comedy directed by Taika Waititi. You may know him from Jojo Rabbit, Thor Ragnarok, and Thor Love and Thunder. And this is based off of a true story that featured the world's worst soccer team in America, in American Samoa. So this was a team that went to the Olympics maybe once, or was it the World Cup? It was one of those. But they suffered the worst loss in soccer history, 31-0. So, believe that happened in 2008, and this takes place in 2011. And Michael Fassbender is an up-and-coming soccer coach. He goes there to coach them, and they just want to score one goal. And they do. And that's pretty much the entire movie. But I mean, you also have that training montage that you see in sports movies. And it's just like an underdog movie that we've seen many, many times. The one thing that is different about this movie is that it's very quirky, and it kind of stands out amongst the rest. I mean, this movie was decent enough, but I'm just not that big of a fan of soccer per se. And I found this movie to be kind of forgettable, and it focused more on the whole training montage than soccer being played. But it was still a decent movie, but I don't see myself ever rewatching this again. So I would honestly give next goal wins, I'm going to give it a C at best. It could have been better. But if it had a different director, then I would definitely see this as a better movie. But it is the style that Taika Waititi would tackle. That's why it's a very quirky comedy. It's a comedy first, then an underdog story second. But those are my quick thoughts on next goal wins. The next movie I want to talk about in this video is the holdovers. So, this was a much better movie than Next Goal Wins, and it's a very small, independent, coming-of-age dramedy. So, this is the story of a history professor played by Paul Giamatti, and he's not very well liked throughout this school, and he becomes in charge of looking after the kids who can't go home for the holidays, and they're called the Holdovers. So he first looks after 5 boys, but then they had the chance to go home for the holidays, and he's left with one of his students, and they form like a friendship that is very unlikely. And you also have a lunch lady who is a very prevalent role in this movie. She lost her son in the Vietnam War like a couple of years before this movie was set in. This movie was set in 1970, and it had that vibe of an old-fashioned comedy. This movie was very heartwarming and very well done. It's funny at times, very dramatic, and very sad at times. And all these characters I relate with, because some of the stuff in here deals with like grief and loss, and you just like feel that comradeship between these 3 characters, because all 3 of them lost somebody at a point of their life. So the kid that he looks over thinks that his dad, his biological dad, is dead to him. Turns out his dad was in a lunatic asylum because of schizophrenia. That was the most heartbreaking revelation that I've seen in this movie. But I really did enjoy this movie quite a bit. It is very rewatchable, but there is some depressing subject matter in this movie. And it's the best that I've seen Paul Giamatti in ever. And I really did enjoy this movie quite a bit. And it has an opportunity of being in my top 10 best of the year. So stay tuned for that video when that's coming in December. But as for now, I really did enjoy the Holdovers quite a bit. And it's going to be an A for me. So it's a new Christmas dramedy. Those are my thoughts on Next Goal Wins and the Holdovers. My next video is finally going to be my Thanksgiving movie review. Of course, I didn't miss that one, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that to you guys here in a minute. But that's all I got for this video. Short and sweet and direct to the point. So yeah, I'm going to sign off. I'll see you guys in a minute. Adios. Peace.